They got that freaking. They're putting in some fiber optics around here. I did that shit out in Tampa. But that's basically that Big Brother surveillance network grid. Yeah. Basically, they make these tubes and they be blasting. Like they'll take like a piece of paper, like a clog, like spit wad in a way, and they attach a string to it, and they shoot the freaking cords through these things. But they dig some, but I remember me and my dude used this machine, and it's called a Torpedo, and I swear I've heard this thing before, but it just didn't register to me at the time, because it makes a distinctive noise. It's like dunk, 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 dunk. It's kind of like a jackhammer in a way, but you'll hear it underground. Basically, we dig about 6 feet. You got to make sure the ground's level. You lay this torpedo machine up in there. Yeah, you can see it right there. They got the freaking PVC. But anyway, it's like this little thing. It's a tunnel. Make a little, freaking like 6-inch diameter, man, something like that. It's not very big, but look, it's like they got these little machines that can do it with just a little bit of compression pressure, like a jackhammer in a way, like laying a jackhammer on the ground in a hole, and it moved forward on its own, and it just kept letting it go. But anyway, there's some deeper knowledge just up in that in itself. It's like, lately, man, I hear about, like, look, strange motherfucking, people, like, showing up to do your utilities. Like something weird happening, or like them freaking planting a freaking bug. I had a lot of weird utility kind of drop-ins last year, man. But especially with this thing that I heard about, that there's a special branch that they actually work as freaking like ventilation specialists or whatever, heating and cooling, and they'll actually go in there and spray some kind of deadly pathogen in the freaking air conditioner. And people get sick, and then, like, they'll go to the doctor and they'll be like, what's wrong with me? They'll be like, nothing's wrong with you. And, they'll die of some weird ass shit. And they'll be like, oh, it was natural causes. But, yeah. Another thing, if you just sometimes like just look up the name of the company on the side of like weird utility looking people, and you will never know who in the heck they really are, just because they look like real legit. Like they got the bug zapper logo on the side, but they could be double agents. That could just be their gray man cover. As you're just typical hard-working man. It's Miller time at 6 o'clock. But really, secretly, they're, what the heck are they called? They're NGOs or something like that, like non-government operated, but that's just freaking like double speech for, they don't tell certain people, so there's plausible deniability. Non-governmental organizations, private sector. Anyway, and I met a lot of people this year that actually work in, the heating and cooling industry. And once again, like seeing these guys, that just reminded me of us making them freaking tunnels, basically, with that freaking torpedo machine. And that's a real easy way to get like right all up into somebody's stuff without even knowing. You drill a little hole, let's say like under an apartment complex. So you just go under the whole thing, and then you put a little, like basically remote control car down there with a little drill on it, and you'll have a surveillance team freaking watching when everyone leaves and they go to work. They send the little terminators up in there, put in the taps and the wires and the fucking pinhole cameras and the data pinch stingray backdoor malicious data package or something like that. Yeah, it pretty much sucks. It's like this dude was talking about how there's a show called What Would You Do? And like this dude ran up on this person and was like, he flashed a badge and he was like, hey, I need your help. I need you to go take that baby from that person over there. And the dude basically did it because the guy flashed him a badge. He assumed the dude was legit, but it was like a dollar store toy badge, and it was all like a psyop, like street theater. Ooh, the acoustics changed instantly when I got under here. But perceived authority, man. The Milgram experiment, they basically proved that when people they cave to pure pressure, especially when it comes to like even doing harm to others in the name of authority for some reason. It like people like a lot of people just can't help it. And it's like, is that really human nature? But thinking back on it and looking at it now with a little bit more time to think about it, it's not just that it's human nature, but they've actually been conditioned that way. So it's like, in other words, the Milgram experiment wasn't, oh, look at this revelation, this is how people are. In all actuality, it's like, to the higher ups, you know, to the Huxleys, it's like, they were like, oh, it's working. Great, great, great. But it was just getting kind of, you know, like, thrown around there so that, you know, like, the regular folks could get a little piece of it. Just like now, they're throwing out that Milgram experiment. It's kind of like it's out there. It's common knowledge. People should take that into consideration. Stop being so freaking... It's like basically that's what you call a corporate psychopath, because like really, like, all right, let's say you're a cop or a freaking FBI, fucking private sector, Blackwater mercenary, some unreleased, unnamed EIEIO, double negative, O to the 10th P type individuals. You know, that's why basically why they do all that crap that they do, and man, without a conscience, man, because it's pretty bogus. Putting the warm and fuzzies up in somebody's freaking air conditioning unit or in their furnace. And I also remember seeing a video something about there's an apartment complex somewhere where down south, and they were spraying uranium in their air conditioning unit, like this place, what you could call low income projects type area. And once again, people are like, oh, I'm sick. Oh, and they say, nothing's wrong with you. And they just watch these people and monitor their conditions till they die. So, like, look, that's actual factual freaking history, buddy, in America. So, like, look, I know that sounds like crazy talk, conspiracy talk, but it's like, no, it's real talk. You know what I'm saying? People are afraid of real talk, man. To be real. And real talk. Whoa. Cause I mean, real talk, man, is like, sometimes you're free to speak. You know what I'm saying? But like, look. Ooh, look at this. Don't that look like a freaking monkey and a pig? Like the monkey chopped over here. There's a freaking pig. And then it's got two faces. There's one on... What the heck? I'm seeing this pareidolia. I'm seeing this stuff everywhere right now. It's freaking nuts. I've seen it before out here, but I didn't get to upload the footage. But it was awesome footage. Yeah, that looks really so strange. I think there's even a deer print on top of the rock.